I've got 16 orders to go through and it's only Monday. Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. By now you already know the gist. I am a part-time eBay reseller as well as a video game collector, and I like to document my journey on eBay with you guys. Now I only do this part-time, so my sales are usually quite modest. However, over the weekend I've had an absolute storming weekend and I've got 16 orders. We're only on Monday and there's still like 4 or 5 more days left that I'm calculating my results for to still make some more sales. So hopefully we could even break 20-25 sales this week, especially if it keeps up at the rate it's going. Not only am I making a decent volume of sales, but the prices as well are pretty good too, so I'm really excited to go through it. So I'm going to try and go through all of the orders, but I've got my computer in front of me just with all the prices on because I'm going to have to refer back to it because there's 16 orders. I'm not going to remember all of them. So the first one is a bunch of Disney Frozen toys, which is around somewhere. So I'm quite pleased about this sale simply because I bought a big bundle of Frozen toys and figures from the car boot and asked the lady how much it was, and she said that like 20p a figure or something, and I said how much for all of them, and there was probably at least 50-60 figures in there. Now they were all from various different sets and places, so I split them up, and for example some of them were like Funko Minis, so they went in one pile. Some were from a Disney store, they went in another pile. Some were like little what are they called, like Polly Pocket type things, so they went in another one. And then I was left with a bunch of random like tat, I like to call it, which is just a bunch of figures that have no real place and are not worth selling on their own. So I chucked them all in a box and shoved it in a carpet pile and was like, I'll deal with it another time. And one day I was thinking, right, I need to list some stuff and get some stuff moving, and I saw these figures and was like, right, I'm just going to list them on eBay and see what happens. And they are literally just an assortment of random figures. Now I don't know why, but I listed them quite high, at least for what I thought. Like if I took these to the car boot I wouldn't get more than a couple of quid for them, but these were sold for £21.25 plus postage, so £25 all in. And as you can see, they are just random figures. They're all from different series. Some of them are broken, like he's missing his antler there, and then there's another one, just cheap plastic, and then there's a sled in there. So they're all just random figures. Don't get me wrong, there's a few decent ones in there, but nothing worth selling individually, so I listed those as a job lot, so I'm glad those have gone. Now a couple of weeks ago I picked up a bunch of football stickers, the Premier League stickers for this season, and in there I got 83 individual packets and then a bunch of these multi-sets which have 9 packets in. Now the RRP on these are £7.99 and you get 9 packs I believe, which are £1 each, so it should be 9 quid, so you save a bit of money. Now I picked all these up off a bloke the other week, and I know him quite well. He sells at car boots all the time and he gets them off somebody else cheaper, so he obviously makes profit as well, but he sold them to me for 30p a packet. Now in the shops these sell for £1, on eBay they sell for around about 50p to 60p a packet, so I listed these ones for £62 and they've sold for full asking price. Now I paid 60 quid for all of the stickers, which is all of those plus 83 packets, so there's like well over 100 odd, nearly 200 packets of stickers, so I've sold half of them for the money, so essentially got my money back. And those 83 packets now, I don't know whether to open them on a YouTube video or whether I'm going to keep them or whether I'm going to sell them. I don't know yet, but either way I've got my money back, so that's the main thing. The next sale is, while we're on the topic of football stickers, is a 2010 FIFA World Cup sticker book from Panini. Now I picked this up from a charity shop and there was a bundle of cards and stickers. I paid 20 quid or 25 quid for the whole basket, and there were loads of binders and cards in there. Picked out some of the good ones. There was a few rookies in that as well, and then there's a load of sticker books, and this is one of them. So this owed me about 50p and it sold for a £5, so I can't really argue with that one. The next bunch of figures that I've sold is a job lot of 10 Super Mario movie figures. Now I was picking these up for as little as £2.99 from TK Maxx. A couple I paid, one or two I paid like £4.99 for because it was a figure that I needed, and some of them were £3.99, and then TK Maxx reduced them all to £2.99 in like a further reduction. So I'd say about 7 of these were £2.99, a couple were £3.99 and one was probably £4.99. So I worked out it's probably about £32.90 I spent on the whole box. And this has sold for 60 quid, so double my money minus some fees, probably get about 20 quid profit. And they are all these little 1-inch figures. I won't necessarily get them all out, but there's 10 different characters in here. So you've got Shy Guy, Dry Bones, Luigi, sorry, here's Shy Guy. There's a Koopa Power Trooper, we've got Tanuki Mario. So there's a lot of cool ones in there. There's Cat Mario, Mario, Luigi, Peach, General Koopa. So those are all pre-boxed pretty much. I'm just going to add some bubble wrap and that's good to go. So that one has sold for £60. Now the next sale, I kind of wish the buyer messaged me first because I could have combined all of these into one job lot. Instead he's bought them first and then asked me to give back some postage, and I don't really like doing that because postage isn't free. However, he is paying for lots of postage, so I did say that I'd give him a £7 refund. However, he's bought some trains off me. Now, they were listed at £27.50 each, which I had 5 of them, and I sold one of them, and the rest I listed, and they've had loads of watches, but no one's bit the bullet. And I sent an offer out for 25 quid, and he bought all 4. So I've got £100 for 4 of these trains. Now, these specific trains are the Blue Circle Cement. So I've got 4 of them here. Now, I picked these up from a contact on Facebook, and I paid £8 per train. So I paid, what, 2016, £32 for these. So I think I paid 40 quid for 5, sold 1, 32 quid for those. So 32 into 100, really can't argue with that. The next one is a t-shirt that I picked up for £10 from the JD sale, and that's this Wales retro shirt. Now, this is the 1984 men's team home shirt. I sold one of these last week as well for 20 quid. This time I took an offer of £18, so that's gone for 18 plus postage. Only paid 10 for that one. And the next one is a watch from the watch bundle, which I'm pleased to see go, and that is a Reebok watch. So this was box 3, watch 7. So this one has gone for 35 quid. I think I took an offer on that one. So it was up for 45, and I was going to counter with 40, but they've been pretty slow sellers, and it's quite a decent sum of money, and I paid £10 for this watch, so 25 quid profit, still decent. I didn't want to be too greedy. If they were selling a bit quicker, I'd probably counter, but unfortunately they're not selling all that quick, so whilst the profit's really good on them, they are slow sellers, so accepted 35. So happy with that. The next one is another bunch of 4 trains. Now, I picked up those 4 trains that just sold probably about a month ago, and these 4 trains I picked up probably about 3 or 4 months ago, and there's 2 different types. They're exactly the same, but one's like a first print, I guess, and one's like a later release. So these were like the original release from when I did a bit of my research. I don't really know trains, but these were from 1998. They were vintage wagons, and I was trying to aim high on them, so I listed them for like 40 quid. I did get a message off some guy saying that I've overpriced them, and that if I was to reduce the price, then I would sell them more. But train people collect trains, they spend a lot of money on trains, it's a hobby, and I know they sell well, so I stuck to my guns, left it at 40, and to be fair to the bloke, they didn't sell at 40. So someone sent me a message last night saying, would you do the 4 for 25 quid each, so £100. So I was like, do you know what, I need some money, the car boots are back on, let's get it gone. Now, I worked out that I paid £5.50 each for these, so it cost me 21, 22 quid for the 4, so 100 quid again, can't argue. And these are Merco wagons, or U-gauge scale models, and they are, what are they called, the advertising liveries. They're just wagons, I guess. But yeah, sold 4 of these for £100. I've got to be careful when I post them, because both of them have sold in a lot of 4. So I've got to make sure that I send the right 4 trains to the right person. Don't want to mix them up. But those have gone for £100 each, so 200 quid for 8 trains, and I paid, what, about 40 quid, 50 quid for them, so can't argue with that at all. The next sale is another 2 watches, which I'm really pleased about, because as I said, the watches are slow sellers, and I've made 2 more watch sales, so that's 3 this week already. And these are Kaibo watches this time, upside down. So these are gone for 35 quid each, and they are the Largo Rose Gold, and the other one is just gold. So this is the Rose Gold one, and very nice watch. I believe they're ladies' watches, got like a little clasp at the top there. And those are Kaibo, so I believe it's like a German brand. And then the next one is exactly the same, but this one is gold, as you can see there, not rose gold. So I'm pleased those 2 have sold. So I got 35 quid each, and it's same buyer, and they paid £70 for those plus postage. The next sale, this is actually one of the cheaper sales, and this would be a pretty standard sale for me. But the next one was £7.95, and it's a steelbook on the PS4 or 360. It's not got, so the next sale is a cheaper one, but this would probably be my usual type of sale, and it was £7.95 plus postage, and it's F1 2017. Now this is a steelbook for the Xbox and the PS4, so you can put either disc in there. It doesn't have a disc in there, it's just a blank case. Now, I think I picked this game up for like £6 from CEX, and I sold the disc, and then I've just got the steelbook to sell, so owes me about 3 quid. and sold for £7.95. The next one is a pickup. If you saw my car boot video that I uploaded last weekend, this one I picked up for £10 and it's a controller. I was debating keeping it, but there's a little bit of damage to it and I just thought pass it on, I'm not going to use it. And it's a PlayStation 4 Gran Turismo limited edition controller. Now this was I listed this the cheapest on eBay because there's a few like scuffs and marks, and I don't know how well you can see that on camera, like here for example there's a little scuff. So along the top there you can see a few marks as well. So yeah, it's not in the best condition. I did test it and it does work, but I'm a little worried about it because I tested it as well as I could. There's a little bit of like grub in the controller port thing there, the headphone jack, which I did say in the description. So I don't know if that works. I didn't test it, but I tested every other button. It worked fine. I didn't detect any stick drift, but I'm worried that you know, somewhere down the line it might get stick drift. And the reason I'm worried is because it's going to America. So if this goes to America, the buyer uses it and there's something wrong with it, then I've got to send it back. But I did test all the buttons, it did work, there was no stick drift when I was using it, so hopefully it's all good. That was a tenner and that sold for £25. So I listed it for a little bit higher, but I took an offer on that one. Now the next two literally sold just, I was getting all the stuff together to make the video, and one sold about 10 minutes ago, and the other one literally as I was about to click play it sold, and it's in my room already because I've got some stock in here, and both of them are on hand. So the first one is Spyro: A Hero's Tale on the Nintendo GameCube. So I think I paid £6 for this in a GameCube bundle last year, and it sold for £13.95 plus postage. It's got the manual, disc is pretty clean, and yeah, double my money on that one. The next one I picked up is another double my money one, and I picked this up for £12.50 from Aldi. I went shopping the other week and it was in the middle aisle of Dreams, and it was a bit dirty, so it'd been run over by a trolley or something, had a few dirty marks on it, and therefore they'd put it at 50% off, so it was £12.50. And this is what's it called, Teddiursa. I'm still getting into Pokemon, so I don't know all the characters' names yet, but Teddiursa, I presume it's one of the new ones, and it's like a sleeping plush, and that should have been 25 quid. Paid £12.50 for it, and I've listed it for 25, and that's sold. So yeah, really good sales. I've got to get all those wrapped now and taken to work tomorrow on my lunch break. But yeah, really excited for this week because I've had a few crappy weeks, and as I said, the car boots are starting back, and I basically spent all my money the other week. If you've been keeping up with the episodes, 2 weeks ago I spent all my money in a game clearance and I never made many sales, so the money all went out, no money came in. Last week I had a few returns and it was a bit of an abysmal week in terms of profit, so I didn't actually make that much money either, so my bank is a bit low, and I went to the car boot at the weekend and I basically drained it again. So I'm kind of at zero at the moment, and this week has massively helped out. So I've been paid like nearly 300 quid into my account already in the last couple of days, and my cut-off, so my week is from Saturday morning through to Friday night, and that's where I calculate my sales, and we're only on Monday night, so if things continue then we're going to have a really good week. So yeah, stay tuned for the rest of the episode. Guys, it's now Wednesday. I've got 5 more sales to go over, and I've made some huge sales, and they just keep coming in. So the last couple of weeks have been pretty slow. I've been complaining a lot, and it's partly my own fault for spending most of my money on other stock, and I haven't really had the sales to back it up. So as a result, my bank account's kind of been drained. But this weekend I made a lot of sales, and all of that money's kind of come flooded back in, so I can go to the car boots again, and I've got some money to spend if I need to. But yeah, I am trying to save it up and build it up. But today's been no exception. It's just the money's just coming in again, so I'm having a really good week, and I can't believe it. So this is like a really good week in December, just before Christmas, when like everything sells, except we're in like end of March. So don't know what's happened, don't know what the big shift is, but I seem to be selling all of the sort of higher priced items on my store all in one go, so I'm really happy with that. The only problem will be is next week when the come down comes in and I start making like £7 sales, and it's a bit depressing, but we'll get to that when we come to it. So hopefully the sales don't stop. So I'm going to start with a really cheap sale first off, and it's just these Harry Potter stickers. I paid 50p from a charity shop for a stack like this, pulled out all the best ones and I listed them separately. They've been lingering for ages, no one wants to buy them, and someone sent me an offer for £2.25, so I took that. So 50p into £2.25 to shout about, but this one is a video game called Rune Factory Oceans on the PS3. Now I have this in my collection already, and I picked this up from CEX for £10, and this was quite a hard one for me to find for my own collection, so when I saw it I thought this might be worth a little bit more money on eBay. and it goes for about 15 to 16 quid. This one was in really good condition, comes with the manual, and it's all complete. So I listed this one for £17.50, and someone internationally has bought that. So with postage, that's gone for just shy of £20. Now, the next sale was a big one, and that is a Call of Duty Ghost Collector's Edition, and this one is sealed. So how this came about was I bought a big Call of Duty bundle in the summer and got a load of collector's editions off a guy. One of them sold for like 600 quid, the other one sold for 130, and I paid 400 for the whole bundle. And one of them in there was this Call of Duty Ghosts Collector's Edition, which was opened. His one was opened, and I was looking at the price, researching it on eBay, and they go for around about £100. So maybe opened about 70 to 80. So the opened one is still listed on my eBay store. But while I was researching that one on eBay to see how much to price it for, it said new listing. Someone had just listed this brand new and sealed on the PS3 for £45. So I snapped it up, bought it, and this one has sold for £99.99. So £100, £50 profit, really can't argue with that one. So that one came in, really happy with that. So the next sale is a bunch of Thomas stickers, which I've sort of discussed many times before, but I picked up a huge pile of them in the summer last year, really, really cheap. I got 50 packets for £1, and I picked up 45 bundles of 50 packets. So I've been shifting them on, and this is the last of the stock now. But there's one guy that keeps buying multiple and multiple and multiple of them, and he kind of messaged me last time and explained why he's buying them, but he likes to put them in his orders. So if someone orders something, he chucks him a free Thomas stickers. Now I don't know if he sells Thomas the Tank stuff and that's why, or if it's just a random gift he wants to put in, I don't know. But either way, I'm happy he buys them and he spends quite a bit of money on them. So he usually spends about £60 a time, and I do him 4 wads of stickers. Now this time I decided I only had a bit of stock left and I wanted to maximise the money, so I split them down into packs of 10 instead of packs of 50, and he messaged me and said, how much would you do for the rest of your stock? So we've agreed on 45 quid, and that was today. So I was just thinking about him earlier because I messaged him last week, because he messaged me first saying how much would you do for the rest. I replied with a figure that we sort of agreed on in the past, and he didn't reply. And I was thinking about today, like as the money's coming in, I'm thinking, oh, this is really good, I'm getting lots of money coming in, how can I get more? So I was thinking, oh, I might message this guy again and just say, hey, what do you think of the offer? And he actually messaged me about half an hour later. Maybe I thought it into existence, I don't know. But either way, the money came in, and £45 he spent on these. There's 150 packets in here, and they owe me like 2p a packet, and I've sold them for 30p a packet. So yeah, those all go into him. So I'm really pleased with the next sale, because it's not only a big sale in terms of the price, but just the rarity of the item and how unique it could be. I'm not saying it is, but it could be. So the item's a bit of a mystery, and I picked this up from a gaming market probably about a month ago now, and the guy I bought it from was actually a subscriber from the channel, so really big shout out to you, Chris, and thank you very much if you are watching, for the t-shirt. But he had a rack of t-shirts, and there were 3 for £10, so I picked out the cool ones, and a lot of them were like promotional t-shirts that maybe employees would wear at video game or retail stores. Some of them were like cinema staff for like the Super Mario Bros movie, for example. Others were just general gaming t-shirts. But I picked out the ones, obviously as a reseller I kind of have a keen eye for certain bits, and I thought like the promotional ones are probably going to be the best ones. And there's one I might keep, but this one was such a unique item that I was like, I'm not going to appreciate it as much in my collection as somebody else would. So I decided to list it on eBay, and upon doing my research I could not find this t-shirt anywhere and had no information online on it, and I don't know whether it was one of one or one of 100. So I decided to list it for a stupid price of £150. Now it didn't sell for that much, but I listed it for £150 last night, and I thought, if it's worth 20 quid, 50 quid, someone might message and say, hey, this is overpriced, here's my offer. But I left offers open and just thought I'll test the waters, because I don't want to list it for 20 and it sells instantly. So I listed it for 150, and someone messaged me and said, hey, I've been looking for this shirt for a while. I noticed one came up on Vinted a few years ago, haven't seen one since. And then he actually messaged me saying it's actually the same shirt as the one on Vinted. So he looked at like the crease marks and stuff, and it was exactly the same. So I was like, fair enough. Obviously I bought it from the gaming market, so I don't know where this guy got it from. But either way, he's convinced it's the same shirt, and we kind of had a back and forth, and we don't know if it's one of one or not. But he said he's going to do some digging, and he sent me an offer of £100. Now I wanted to accept, but I wasn't sure because I'd only listed it the night before, and already I had a £100 offer in. So I thought, not everyone that wants to see this shirt potentially has seen it yet. It's only been online 12 hours. So I countered with 125 and said, look, if it's still here in a week, I'll do 100, but for now it's got a lot of interest, it's got a lot of watchers and viewers and stuff, so let's do 125. He came back and said I can do 108. So I thought about it and I thought, you know what, He said he collected Smash Brothers stuff and he's got a Smash Brothers shirt collection and he wants to do some more research on it and figure out where this shirt came from. So he offered me £108 for it. So this is the t-shirt, so it's a Fire Mario design. But on this pocket of the shirt it says Super Smash Brothers for Nintendo 3DS and for Wii U. But this is the bit that makes it kind of rare and expensive. It's post E3 tour winner. It's a Gildan premium cotton t-shirt, so I have no qualms of it being authentic. Like, it's definitely a real shirt. The pattern on it is really like high quality. It's really good plastic print, and Gildan is a really good brand in terms of like band merchandise. So if bands use it for their merchandise, then anyone really merchandising their clothes, Gildan is a really good place to go with. No one likes Fruit of the Loom. Fruit of the Loom is terrible, but Gildan is always the best quality, in my opinion, for like band merchandise and things like that. He said he wants to make the offer and he's going to do his own research. So if he ever gets back to me and tells me where this shirt was from, then I will let you know in a future video. But I'm just as curious to find out as he is, so I did say to him, let me know when you figure it out. But yeah, that's gone for £108 to someone in America, and I hope he enjoys it. And this only cost me £3.34, so I feel a little bit bad. I didn't know it was going to be worth that much. And yeah, that concludes what's been an epic week so far, and it's still only Wednesday. 2 more days left of sales to come in. Hopefully I can make some more money. Hey guys, so it's Saturday night, and whilst the week is technically finished, there's still a lot of sales still to go through. So I actually sprained my ankle really badly on Thursday, and I had Friday off work, so I've had a bit of drama with my foot, and I haven't been able to get my parcels to the post office. So I had to go and collect them this morning and take them. So my girlfriend helped me get there and went and helped me get the parcels, and then I waddled over to the post office and got them posted. So there's a couple of things that I didn't get a chance to talk about or record, and there's a few things that I've still got to post on Monday. So let's get into those now. So the first item that I sold was a Caterpillar watch from the watch bundle. Now it cost me a tenner, and I've sold that for £94.99. Now, unfortunately, the battery didn't work, so I did message the buyer and explain it does have a disclaimer that the battery might not work, as I bought the watch bundle 18 months ago now, so some of the batteries may have stopped working. He was fine with that. There's a little bit of an ominous message in the sense of like, if it doesn't work, I will be sending it back, but I did explain that it's new old stock, so it should still work, it just needs a new battery. So hopefully that is all good there. But yeah, £85 profit minus some fees on that one, so another massive sale for this week. Really, really happy with that, and the good fortune continues. The next one was a Guitarist magazine. I think I paid £2 for a big wad of magazines from a charity shop, and I bought like one guitar thing, and she was like, oh, I've got loads more stuff at the back, you can have all these for free. So I paid £2 for a stack of like guitar books and then a stack of magazines. So it owes me like 25p, and that is a David Bowie special edition of Guitarist magazine from March 2016. So that one went for £6.50 plus some postage, so pretty much 100% profit on that one. The next sale, which I don't have in front of me as well, was a Batman toy, which I picked up from the charity shop last week. And you'd have seen it in the episode. It's only 50p, but it's from 1989, so it's quite a rare and valuable one. And in the box, it goes for quite a lot of money. So I ended up listing it for £18 plus postage, and someone bought it. So within a few days, that sold. So really, really happy with that. Now, I do have another figure exactly the same that I found from a car boot as well. Actually, this weekend just gone. However, the one that I sold has a utility belt which like pulls out, and it's got the back crest logo there. And it comes with a cape as well. The other one I found doesn't have the cape. The back thing is rubbed off and the belt is missing, so that will go for considerably less money. So I'll be lucky to get £5 or £6 for that one. But £18 for 50p, very, very happy with that. Now there's 1, 2, 3, 4 more sales, and those are in front of me. So I will go through those now. So the first one, in no particular order, is this Kaibo watch strap. This has sold once before and it's been returned. Now I've sold probably about 15 to 20 watch straps. I bought a bundle of watches and in there came about 50 straps. Split them all up, measured them perfectly, put them all in the descriptions, and I've not really had a much good luck with them really. So out of the like 20 that have sold, I'd say at least 5 to 6, maybe even more than that, have been returned or threatened to be returned, and then they've just not been returned. So this is one that's been returned before, but it's finally sold again, and that has gone for $9.99 plus postage. So hopefully this one doesn't get returned for a second time. But yeah, these will fit all Kaibo giant watches, so whoever gets that, hopefully it fits. So that's gone for £9.99. The next one, and that only cost me £1 by the way. The next one is a set of 2 handmade by robots figures. So these figures then, they are handmade by robots. They are vinyl figures that look like they've been knitted, and we've got Mama Fratelli and Chunk from the Goonies. So these cost me £6.99 each from, I think it was B&M Bargains, £6.99, and they have sold for £25 for the pair. They were up for a bit more money, but I reduced them at the weekend and they're sold, so happy with that. Bit of profit in that one after fees. And the last couple of sales, so we've got a Rangers shirt. So this one owes me a tenner from the Castore sale, end of season clearance, and that has sold for £22. So this is a 23-24 away shirt for Rangers in a men's size XL. And that's brand new with tags. And this one's kind of a cool sale. So I won't read out the username just in case he doesn't want to be named, but there is a viewer of the channel that has purchased 2 video games and he wants me to sign them for him. So the games in question are Zombie Army Trilogy and Zombie Army 4 Dead War. So this is a bundle of 2 games that I listed. Now, I've never actually got around to playing these games. I think one of them or 2 of them are on PS Plus. So I might give them a chance at some point. But yeah, I don't mind zombie games. They're just not really something that I've played before. But I picked these up for £4.99 each, so £9.98 for the 2 from Cash Converters about 4 or 5 months ago, I reckon. So yeah, I'm glad those have gone to a viewer. So thank you very much for buying them. And I haven't been asked to sign anything before, but I'll definitely sign them for you. And I'll pop those in the post on Monday morning. Thank you very much for buying them. So those have gone for £19.99 plus postage. And with that, we have wrapped up the entire week, and that is all of the sales. And from here, I'm going to get straight into the results. So there's no point jump cutting because I've got the results in front of me. So I have had the best week in a long, long time. And now I have made 25 sales. But if I combine everything, so I've had 2 watches that have sold together, so I'm classing that as one sale, and I have had 4 trains that have sold together that I'm going to class as one sale. But really, that's an extra 4 sales. That's 29 orders in total. So a massive amount of orders, really, when you think about it, for a random Wednesday, for a random week at the end of March. Now, it is technically payday, but it's payday this weekend, and this week, a lot of people wouldn't have been paid yet. So I would expect an influx of sales this weekend, but not this week. So yeah, a bit of an odd one. And maybe it's just a coincidence. Like, I have been listing more, so it does show the more you list, the more you sell. But it just seems to be that all of my expensive or more expensive items have sold, and not a lot of cheap stuff. Now, usually I could sell 15 things and 10 of them could be cheaper items, so I don't actually make that much money. And then I could sell 7 things and sell 1 or 2 expensive things and, make some decent money. So this week it just so happened that I sold a lot of stuff and a lot of good stuff as well. So as a result, my gross sales this week then from those 25 items was a whopping £1,097.45, which is insane. So the last couple of weeks I have been really struggling. I bought a lot of stuff from Game as it was closing down. I don't regret it, but I spent a lot of my money and I didn't make any sales that week, or not many sales really, and didn't get any money really coming into the bank, so I was quite low on funds. And then I had a little bit of an influx of sales and I got the urge to go to a car boot as they're back, and I took £100 out, went to the car boot, got a bit of stuff, and that was again pretty much all my money gone. So I was vowing to myself I'm not going to go back to the car boots, and I can't because I bust my ankle, but I was vowing not to go back to the car boots till I made some money. And then this week it's just exploded and everything has sold pretty much. That's what it feels like, and all this money's coming in, so I'm really not complaining. But £1,097.45 of gross sales. The fees this week was a whopping £177.86, but obviously that's the price you pay when you've made over £1,100 in sales. The postage was £69.71, which isn't that bad considering, and the cost to buy was £276.30. But that isn't bad. £276.30 has been turned into £1,097.45, so I'm very happy with that. Now, when you take away all of the fees and deductions and what I actually paid for the items, the profit, so not necessarily what's gone into my bank, but the actual profit is £573.58, which is insane. So My weekly target was £100. I'm now upping it to 150. So we've absolutely smashed that by 3 or 4 times. So really happy with that. So yeah, and that concludes the end of the video. So thank you very much for watching. Not really a buy-in week, more of a selling week. And obviously with my ankle, there's no car boots this weekend, so I'm just resting it. I was playing football and I twisted it and it bruised and swelled up. So I've been hobbling around all weekend, so I don't know when it's going to be back to normal, but I'm hoping to get to a car boot next Saturday, but we'll just have to see if I can walk on it by then. But yeah, thank you very much for checking out the video. If you are new around here, please consider subscribing. Please like the video, comment down below, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you very much. Take care.